Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Beyond Shadowgate. Okay, so I guess I should have maybe thought to try this because my first instinct, one of them, was to try to set him on fire in some manner. I should be able to take this lantern back. You reach up and grab the lantern from the hook. With that, the mine goes dark once again, because we're done in here now. To be fair, we didn't take the last one back, and not all items you would necessarily take back. I just figured, okay, it was done. So, I'd say that's half on me, and half like, well, we really haven't had to do that much up until now, especially with the first lantern, so. Alright, let's set it on fire. You frantically try to recall the wooden beast's weakness, and decide that fire is a good bet against your fibrous foe. Oh, no kidding. I try to recall, what is wood weak to? Gee, I wonder, you ever play Pokemon? Also, did its face just get all like, oh no, what are you doing? Oh god! You hurl the lantern at the rogue treant and watch as it bursts into flames, quickly engulfing the monster. Sighing with relief, you resolve never to walk into the woods alone again if you can avoid it. Dude! Sorry, I had to edit out something real quick. Let me look at this again because I can't remember if I had inspected this or not. The terrifying treant was burnt to a crisp. It is thoroughly dead. Not just dead, thoroughly dead. Alright, anyways, let's go ahead and move on now. Any other, like, encounter that I'm just gonna get stuck on again? Because that'll be 3 in a row right here. A pair of silver eyes cast their gaze upon you. They silently watch your every move. Great. Forest path winds along the small grove. Yeah, I don't like this. Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Right in the eye! Of course. A manticore bursts through the grove, leaping onto the path. It looks directly at you and becomes eerily still. An evil energy begins to emit from its eyes. It is surely preparing an attack. What do I do? The manticore stares intently as its eyes glow brighter. You have only seconds to react. What should I do? Hi, me. How are you doing? Nice wings. Look at that tail. Nice hands. The trail leads back to the open field. This path leads to the edge of the forest. Alright, well, kill me already. Kill me. Oh my god, it's fire. It's a fire and it's laser. An intense beam of energy shoots from the manticore's eyes. Your body is bathed in the light and heat of 1,000 suns. The burning sensation fades as your body evaporates into nothingness. Is that how manticores kill people? They just fucking Cyclops blast them? Oh, I got something for you, bitch. Let me try a different weapon first. Hiya! Nope. Okay, it's not gonna let me do anything actually different. Finally, the silver tray comes into play. As the manticore lets out a roar, you cower behind the silver platter as you hold it aloft. The beam of energy reflects off the well-polished servingware and directly back at its origin. The manticore groans in pain as its eyes burn. The creature reels in pain and lies on the ground. Even without its sight, the manticore senses that you are still near. What the fuck? Manticore has blinded itself, but it remains alert. Are you okay? Oh, the manticore doesn't take long to decide that you pose no threat. It lowers its hind legs, lifts its front paws high, and rips you to shreds. Very fine and bloody shreds. How about the fact he's blind? What the fuck? He don't look as blind right there now. He looks a little too happy to be tearing me apart. Alright, well, I mean, fuck you! Ah, shit. What do you mean, not a threat? Stab him! Stab him with the dagger. Oh, we did say the dagger's not that great, though. That it could, like, tear through paper. Alright, well... Fuck you! Thunk! With the manticore reeling from its own attack, you level your crossbow sights towards it. Exhale and fire. It's a direct hit. I should hope so. We're point blank. 360 no scope. The manticore tumbles over, dark blood slowly staining its fur. Manticore's injured, but you sense it has just a little fight left in it. This isn't even my final form! Like, what the fuck? You gotta be kidding me. If you thought that the Manticore threat had been dealt with, you thought wrong. Dead wrong. Its venomous stinger pierces your skin to deliver a fatal dose of poison into your blood. You do not survive for long. This whole forest has just been a slew of enemies. Alright, well how about you take another one? That's what I thought. You felled the beast with a final crossbow bolt. Dark flames engulf its body as its ashes scatter with the wind. But see, these are all like magical creatures or whatever because they're just poofing out of existence. Or poofing away and blown to ashes, whatever. Alright, any more? Anyone else want some? Also, let me reload first before I start taunting everyone. There, now that I'm loaded. Anybody want a piece? Who wants some? You step away from the shady grove beyond the forest edge and into a quiet clearing. Before you is the Tyre River. You exhale slowly. Thank the one, I can rest, becoming aware of the pain from several bruises covering your aching body. Knowing this is a shipping lane to Stormhaven, you plan to catch a boat and sleep like a log on the next leg of your journey. Where are we? Okay. His stylish clothing contrasts with the wild nature of the Torland forest. He looks slightly less out of place than you. A large river splits the forest in two. It reminds you of your inability to swim. Why do so many characters in games not know how to swim? A boat sits on the riverbank ahead. The ramp is extended, almost welcoming you on board. Here's how we say hi. From where I come from! Pow! Ouch, that smarts. Wow. For once it doesn't acknowledge hitting a man. You wave at the merchant and point to the boat, asking if you can catch a ride. He looks at the boat and then to you. Love to have you join us, but as you can see, we're locked in port. Damned Hydra weeds are a menace, I say. Okay, that's what the spell's gonna be for. Hydra weeds? Is that a real thing? Cut them and they'll grow back double. Not sure when we'll get free, Fenling. Well, let me solve all your ills. The boat? That's still just the boat. Wow, look at that, yeah. It's like a kraken, except for it's just a plant. Countless weeds cover the ship from stem to stern. You swear you see these weeds tightening around the ship's hull. Well, it looks safe to me. Oh, you stroll up the dock, thinking you'll start on your nap early. That is until Hydra weeds wrap tightly around your ankles. Oh no! Before you can shout for help, you're dragged under the water along the underside of the ship's hull. You notice a good amount of barnacles on the worn hull before you die a lonely death at the bottom of the river. Alright, I'm dying. You don't have to remind me that I'm lonely, okay? Not just a death, a lonely death. If this don't work, nothing will. You walk up to the riverbank, turn to make sure the merchant is watching, and raise your arms as high into the air as you can. Good. Make sure he knows you did it, so you get credit for it. Herbicidia! You shout in the deep... Herbicidia! You shout in the deepest voice you can produce, given your modest size. With the magic spell spoken, the Hydra weeds wither and fall away from the hull of the barge, freeing the ship. You're welcome, you say, giving the merchant one of the finest smirks you ever seen on this side of the river. Even seen. You're welcome? It's only then that you realize he's been looking downward this whole time. You motherfucker. You better give me a ride. This dock must have been built for the ships ferrying cargo along the Tyre River. Hey, I did a thing. Did you see? Are you proud of me, Dad? What's it? Sorry, I dozed off there for a second. Well, look at that. Those nasty brambles decided to just give up and release the ship all on their own. Little Fenling, today is certainly your lucky day. Let's board and soon we'll be heading down the river. God damn it. I get no respect. Tis the bow of the ship. This merchant ship is loaded with cargo bound for ports along the Tyre River. You can tell by his confident stance that this is the owner of the merchant ship. Just kind of looking at the forest here. Let's see. Hold up. We're at the foredeck. The view from the bow of the ship is surprisingly pleasant. Anything else? No? Okay. And this is just back off the ship. Okay. How about now? Knock him into the water! Pow! You smoking a pipe? Are you smoking? Welcome aboard, Fenlin. When you're ready to go, head to the foredeck and take in the view, the merchant says. Oh. Well, okay. But before that, view this! Nope, it won't let you kill any of the humans. It never lets you do that. The barge pushes away from the dock, groaning and creaking as it slowly sways side to side in the churning waters. You briefly struggle with your stomach, trying to keep the bile down. Thankfully, your nausea quickly passes. Waves of chilled mist roll over the edge of the barge deck, quickly becoming so thick that you can't see your feet. That's it. I'm done with the cold for good, you say, resolving to adventure only in tropical climates henceforth. The mist keeps rising over the deck, turning into a thick and cold fog. Something isn't right. Laughter echoes through the mist. It sounds like it's coming from all around you. A raspy voice hisses. I see you, Fenling. You should have kept to your own affairs. Suffer and drown. Suffer like G did. Hi, me. How are you doing? Oh, fine. We're just about to drown. The fog has an otherworldly and dangerous look to it. You hear a splash as you arrive back at the barge deck and see the merchant is nowhere to be found. Hey, get back here! You shout at the top of your lungs, wondering why he would abandon his ship. And you! Ooh, I like the look of this. I mean, no, this is bad. This is bad. Very bad. Oh my god, it's getting so foggy. Of course I gotta see what happens. Come on, next level of fog. Oh, Jesus! Crash! With the boat drifting blind and out of control, it stops with a sudden crash and sends you flying overboard. Wait. There was nothing I could do about that? That's intentional? That's awesome. A splash of cold water, unless I'm dying right here. A splash of cold water onto your face shocks you awake. Your eyes focus, and you realize you're floating in a swamp. Oh, you turn your head to see the toothy grin of a most unusual creature. Its shrill voice calls back to you. Thank you, for my new toys. Won't you miss them? Come find them. Yes, follow. Oh, you took all my shit! You little thief prick! It waves the bag wildly and takes off into the swamp. You lose sight of the creature as it scampers away. Looking around, there is no sign of the barge or its contents anywhere in this swamp. You're on your own. Are you kidding me right now? Well, you couldn't take my spells, could you, you fuck? Chapter 5 in the Torlin Forests. Oh, we're still in... Wait, we were still in Chapter 5? Also, we're over here now. Okay, well, at least it's not going to require any of my old items, I suppose. That's good. The swampy waters give a hard-packed earth ahead. Give way to a hard-packed earth ahead. God dang it. The standing water, rotting vegetation, and upsetting amount of bugs are all the evidence you need to know you're in a swamp. Oh, that looks lovely. An unusual figure hangs by strings from this tree. It looks like a grotesque doll. Civilization touched this rotten swamp at some point, but all that remains are these logs and obscene tokens. Nope. Oh, I didn't think it would do that. Oh, you tug the figure hard enough to snap the strings holding it in place. As it comes loose, you unveil a startling sight. By the one, you shout, jumping backward. Bones are arranged throughout the tree, and they don't belong to animals. Looking closer, you realize the skulls have been meticulously cleaned and hung from this tree. You wonder who would do this. It cannot be taken. You failed to take it. The straw effigy. This crude figure represents a being made of flames. You heard tales of such models being used to trap elemental spirits. Okay. Instead of the soul orb, we get to use this. Oh, another stone. They gotta give us a way to teleport soon enough, right? Well, I guess it's not necessary to backtrack at this point. Actually, for that matter, without the stones, we wouldn't be able to backtrack. The ship's gone. It's an ancient fairy stone. Yeah, seasons, blah, blah, blah. Staring into the distance, you see a large house. From your position, you see both desert dunes and snow-covered peaks. You fear you will cross them both soon enough. Well, we definitely can't do that without our coat. Oh, a crude path of wooden planks leads into the rotting swamp. Competing for your attention are the constant squishing of your wet socks and the obnoxious loss of your equipment. Looking up from your shoes, you are shocked to see the stark outline of a large mansion against the setting sun. The rotting walls immediately give you the creeps. It feels wrong, a mansion built alone between a desert and a swamp. Before you can say you'll never step foot in there, you see the imp scurry through the door with all your belongings. Realizing you won't survive the desert without your things, you sigh heavily from exhaustion and continue onward. This old mansion casts a gloomy shadow while sharp gusts of desert wind, whip past you. No other flavor text? Renowned for its inhospitable environment, the Great Barren Desert expands before you. Alright, we're heading into the Spencer Mansion. This is turning into Resident Evil now. But first, we need to die out here. You've heard tale of this place, the Great Barren, a wasteland that radiates a demonic heat from a spell long spent. A powerful wizard delved into the dark arts and cast a hideous spell at the expense of his life, the spell of Hellfire. Once a region of lush forests and wetlands, this land is desolate. Only shifting sands and unextinguishable flames remain. Ahead are the inhospitable dunes of the desert. You see the outline of a large mansion. It is isolated from civilization. I'm surprised it's let me go out this far. There's a set of dunes ahead. Then beyond that is the near infinite vastness of the Great Barren. This appears to be a nexus point where the pipes meet. A simple metal footbridge allows for passage into the desert. The metal pipes stretch off to the west. The metal pipes lead eastward. The edge of the barren lies this way. Desert grave. I thought it would just kill me off. Like, no, I'm gonna need something, obviously. I gotta get my stuff back, obviously. But, like, I would have thought it would just been like, no, you step down, without your stuff, you melt it away because you're dumb. The body is clutching a round hand wheel to its bony chest. This dune is the resting place of an unfortunate soul. All that is left is their sun-bleached skeleton. Ahead lies the endless expanse of the Great Barren. This is the final dune before the Great Barren stretches onwards in all directions. You grab the hand wheel from the clutches of this unfortunate soul. You're hopeful that you might finish what they started. This round valve has a square hole in the center. It is made of the same material as the pipes in the desert. Really does make me think of Resident Evil here. Grab this with a square thing and you put it on the thing and you have to rotate it. Alright, let's go out here and die. Endless expanse. You squint your eyes and look across the sand, seeing only endless dunes. You should watch your step from here on out. Nah. An endless desert continues in all directions. The Gatekeeper Mountain range lies beyond the desert. As you walk through the desert, your leg suddenly slides knee-deep into the sand, and you fall forward with a wet splat. The sand feels like a sponge that quickly envelops you. You struggle to stand, only to sink deeper and deeper. Well, straight into some quicksand. Pipes west. You see the pipes continue towards a large pit. The 2 pipes are slowly being reclaimed by the merciless desert sands. You see the pipes continue east, running beneath a metal footbridge. Oh, there's the Hellfire Pit. This molten pit burns so intensely that it may as well belong in the center of hell itself. Intense heat radiates from a pit of molten lava. The pipes must be harvesting the thermal energy. Well, head on in. The water's fine. You jump feet first into the fiery pit. Your body is quickly set ablaze and reduced to ashes in mere seconds. It's just like a single one-liner. Like, yeah, you jump in the fire. Die. Good job. It cannot be taken. Nope. Okay. So we got a Hellfire Pit. The pipes stretch east to west along this part of the desert. Their purpose is very mysterious. The pipes lead to a footbridge. The pipes stretch. They keep stretching. Pipes keep stretching and they don't stop stretching. A large structure stands alone against the swirling desert sands. 2 sets of pipes extend from the structure into the desert. Okay, so it's going to power this. There's a small slot at the base of the structure. The item does not work. The origin and purpose of this structure are a mystery to you. You wonder if its secrets lie in its design. Well, I see a bunch of different symbols, but we don't know what to do with it. Having said that, we need our stuff back, but at least we kind of explored. So, heat over there, that structure, and we can't go forward, otherwise we quicksand ourselves to death. As expected. Oh! Chapter 5. Hold up. Themire? How do you pronounce this? Themire? Wasn't this going to be the name of the game that Graph Metal was... Graph Metal was working on another game, but then canceled it because they said they were working on something big, which I believe turned out to be this. But wasn't that the name of what they were working on? I don't know. I could be completely imagining that. And actually, hold up. If I go back a space... Okay. Oh, hey! The first actual observation, I think, of 100% of a map. Every other time, I think I've never actually gotten to look at. Okay, so that's interesting. Alright, let's actually go into the mansion. Assuming we can. As you crest the top of the stairs to follow the imp, the door slams shut right in front of you. Its familiar shrill voice calls to you from behind the doors. Welcome, welcome to my home. Help I need? Yes, yes I do. What are you, fucking Yoda? But trust you? No, not yet. No. Friends share food. Yes, treats. Take this. Here. Bring my favorite meal. Hurry. Go. You see the imp open the door a crack and toss a small red stone onto the ground. It quickly shuts the door again. Motherfucker, you don't just steal people's shit. Open the door. I'm kicking it down. A strange purple emblem resembling a star covers the mansion doors. You feel it's wise to remember the shape. Thanks for the hint. The large solid doors give this portico an ominous and uninviting appearance. The deep red color of this stone reminds you of dried blood. I have a bad history of taking red stones with me. You lift the stone off the ground, grateful that none of your friends are here to see you, are here to see the imp get the better of you. We have friends? What did it mean, my favorite meal? And where am I going to find food in a desert, you grumble to yourself. This deep red stone emanates an otherworldly presence. You see an odd-looking circle carved into it. Open up! This is the police. FBI, open up! Dun, dun, dun. Alright, a purple star. Fine. Okay, back to the desert we go, I guess. You place the stone in the structure. It fits perfectly, but nothing happens. Something must be missing. There's gotta be somewhere on the pipes here that I can crank. Oh, I'm stupid. I really fixated on this and I didn't notice that. Having said that, we needed the stone anyways. It's fine. There's a square knob at the top of this post. It looks like it's missing a piece. I got a piece for you. You attach the valve to the metal post. Before you turn it, you hear a loud whooshing noise. Oh, the fire demon! Suddenly, a searing gust of wind knocks you back. A flaming entity bursts forth from the lava and fixes its eyes upon you. A monster of pure flame floats above the fire pit. Ooh, moving with a swiftness in which you were unprepared, the fire elemental grabs your ankles and in its burning claws. It lifts you high into the air, hanging you upside down for a moment before dropping you headfirst into the lava below. Wow, what a dick. Hitting it won't do anything, it'll all be the same. You stretch your arm towards the fire elemental, holding the effigy in front of you like a shield. The entity shrieks as it is sucked into the effigy. With a blinding flash, the elemental is no more. A moment later, the effigy smolders in your hand, quickly crumbling as it turns to nothing but ashes. Everything turns to ashes around me. Is that saying something? Is it me? Is there something wrong with me? You grip the valve and turn it slowly. The metal squeals in protest from years of neglect. You feel a rumble beneath your feet and you can sense the temperature rising. The lava has indeed begun to flow. The valve is open and hot lava flows freely through the pipes. Okay, so now this will be powered. Ooh. Plumes of steam escape from the pipes. The lava must be flowing through them and creating incredible heat. Nope, they don't mention the, nope, it is the same, okay. Ah, so it's nice and powered now. You can sense energy pulsing through the structure. Did I ever look at this proper? Yes. Use it on myself! A thrumming noise rises from the structure. Your hair stands on end as power crackles through the air. The space in the center of the machine begins to waver and distort as a portal appears out of thin air. Alright. Oh, hold up. Could this be? The stone is locked firmly in place. The structure has attuned to it. You see a distorted vision of a world beyond. Is this how they handle some of the bonus chapters, extra things for the stretch goals? Maybe? The structure has been attuned to another world and a gateway has opened. You tumble forward out of the portal, slightly nauseous from the trip. The damp smell of rotting earth is overwhelming. Stifling an urge to vomit, you turn around to survey your surroundings and see the portal flicker weakly, then disappear. Oh. The Whips chimes in. Good news, bad news. Good news is, we didn't implode while teleporting. Bad news is, the portal is dead. It continues, we are stuck here till we can power it up. Great, you respond. Well, if it's a meal the imp wants, we won't find it down here, you say as you make for the exit. Hey, wait a minute. Is this uninvited? Extra bonus, whatever? I can't remember all the stretch goals. Why am I trying to look at this? You can't look at this. Loch Ness? Where the hell are we? You kneel and examine the structure base, noting that the dirt covering the portal is loose. You're not sure which was here first, the structure or this underground tunnel. The portal is inactive. You see light coming from an overhead exit at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so we're going to have to power this and then dig this out of the way, because this is blocking. Because dirt's covering it. This room has the familiar look of a dungeon, but you sense it wasn't for holding prisoners. Perhaps it was a shelter? There's a small redstone shard in the corner of the floor. It reminds you of a polished ruby. No! No, it's actually here! It's actually here! Oh my god, it's the ruby! Oh no. I mean, look, we have to, right? We do. Gosh darn it, you reach down and collect the ruby shard. Oh, it's just, you know what? It's just a shard. Maybe we'll be fine for now. The small blood red shard looks like it was part of a larger stone. Maybe until I form it, we're fine. Oh, there are a bunch just gonna be everywhere. The fortress built into the side of this hill is being reclaimed by nature. Roots and vines grow along the cracks in the walls. This hillside is not similar to the hills of Kalturlin, but strangely not dissimilar either. Okay, metal rungs descend into the deep dark of the shelter below. Okay, so that was there. You see a glint of deep red color coming from the limb of the dead tree. It looks like a stone shard. Recalling memories of summers spent climbing trees in the fens, you quickly hoist yourself onto the tree limb. With the shard now in reach, you take it. And now, you die. This pile of rubble reminds you of a cave-in. What's left of the doorway is completely blocked. Okay, just making sure I've got my bearings correct on where I am. What a spectacle! Found the traveling circus. The sounds of merriment float to you from the horizon. You can only imagine what spectacle is producing such whimsy. I love that as an Easter egg. Like I've mentioned before, Spectacle is one of Graph Metal's other games. Absolutely worth playing. Play Infested first, because that was their first game. Spectacle is more polished, so I would say play it in that order. Spectacle is also longer, and much more fantastical. I like that that's there. I like that that's an achievement. I appreciate that kind of stuff. Anyways, moving on. Oh boy, lots of red here. The Dead Forest, a perfect place for me to die. That looks like the uninvited house back there. Thick bushes of red flowers grow along the forest path. As you stare at the dead trees, you realize you don't hear any birds chirping or animals scurrying about. Dirt trail leads to a smooth stone path. Animals are smart, man. If the animals are gone, or they stop making noise, or you see them run, something is up. Animals know shit. Then you also have squirrels who run across the street and just get run over because they don't move. I don't know. You got both. Oh, this actually was the thing. There's a ruby shard in this bed of ruby red flowers. I don't know why my brain didn't acknowledge that's what it was. You take the ruby shard from the flower bed. They tried to hide it in there. The question is, how many shards before I have a complete ruby, and when will it kill me? Dark Road. Okay, that goes back into the forest. I feel like a car is just going to come zooming down and kill me at any moment. You see a crumbling fortress built into the hill. It's a long road stretching off towards a dusky sky. An odd broken line repeats regularly. An odd broken line repeats regularly for as far as you can see. For Fendling, yeah, I guess for Den this would actually be odd, right? He wouldn't recognize what this is. That's cool. An iron gate blocks access to the property. It is, however, unlocked. Lucky you. Alright. The unlocked gate opens easily. Beyond this gate is the front yard of a large house. Yup, you find yourself standing in front of yet another mansion. This one also gives you the creeps. It's a rounded box made of metal. You wonder if something could be inside. I just love this because he has no idea what all this stuff is. It's a statue of an athletic young man wearing a loincloth and holding a sword. It seems out of place near this mansion. Same thing. The mansion is foreboding and cold. You sense a tremendous evil within. You ain't just whistling Dixie. The large front doors of this mansion are large and imposing. From your low vantage, you see a bulkhead on the side of the mountain. Of the mansion. The mountain. pull down the small panel on the front of the metal box. There's a small key inside the metal box. A key dispensary. How convenient, you remark. Yes, you pull the key from the box. That's exactly what it is. The metal box is empty. You lift the panel upwards and shut the metal box. I'm surprised it lets me do that. You pull down the small panel. Okay, that's cool. Let's stick to the front for now. You cannot move there. You pull on the door handle, gently at first, then harder, anchoring your foot on the frame and straining fiercely. It doesn't work. There is no opening this door. It isn't even locked. There's an unseen force at work here. Aha, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I see you back there. It's a cellar bulkhead door. A heavy padlock and thick chains are keeping it tightly shut. Moss clings to the foundation of this old mansion. A deep red stone rests next to the cellar bulkhead. Someone must have dropped it. Their loss is your gain. If only you knew. You grab the deep red shard. It's a large key with the word cellar marked on it. You unlock the padlock and slide the chains off the door. Padlock and chains have been removed. The bulkhead is unlocked. You lift the heavy doors and reveal the passage to the cellar. The open bulkhead leads into the mansion's cellar. It reminds you of the open maw of a wild beast. You ain't too far off. You're standing in a part of the cellar that is mysteriously frozen. What's an eerie mansion without an equally creepy cellar? You mumble to yourself. You're familiar with storing ice in the cellar for use during the summer months, but this is ridiculous. You see a strange stone altar. Off that way? Your great-uncle once explained that arcane symbols are used to channel energy, but you weren't paying attention at the time. Great! A blood-red cover. Do sorcerers never think to make their spellbooks less conspicuous, you say to the empty cellar? This indentation looks like it holds a receptacle. Magic is not your expertise, but you know an unholy altar when you see one. Gazing upon it fills you with dread. It's a wall of ice in the center of the cellar. Now you lift the cover of the dusty tome and it opens to a specified page. You stare at the unfamiliar symbols for some time until the wisp raises its voice. These are powerful magics, Del. This will release enough energy to power the portal, but I don't know what else might happen. The wisp reads a passage to you. Place upon an altar to Matari, your vessel, and in it sacrifice the 3 of blood. The flesh to pump the crimson fluid, the bone from whence it comes, and the blood itself. Good lord. This evil tome is very specific to this altar. Taking it with you will do no good. Sure, why not? Let's just fuck around with magic we don't understand. I'm sure that'll end well. Hey, the pit! Some human remains rest close to the pit. You wonder if the two are related, and decide you'd rather not know. Curiously, one large bone stands out amongst the rest. You're strangely drawn to the large bone. You pick it up and take it with you. Look, I just like bones, okay? I like to bone. I like old bones. It's an old yellow marrow bone. Yellowed marrow bone. I'm gonna bone myself. Item doesn't work. Boning denied. You peer into the darkness, but fail to see the bottom of the pit. It's so dark that it's hard to see up these stairs. You see a large wall of ice. You lean forward over the pit, hoping to glimpse what's below. Unfortunately, you lean a bit too far and fall forward. Your speed increases as you tumble into the dark pit. The light at the top disappears as you continue your descent. You continue to fall and fall and fall. Oh, I love it. They even changed the death thing. The adventure continues, but not for you. Oh, man. Uninvited was the first MacVenture game that I played. The NES port. They were all basically the NES ports that I played. Then I did Shadowgate, then I did Deja Vu, and then Deja Vu 2. I have not played Uninvited in so long. It'd be kind of fun to revisit it. Because I do recognize this. Wasn't this where we dumped the dude down? Yeah, because this does look familiar. The stairway looks carved out of earth rather than made from wood. The old wooden door is closed. These stairs descend to a dark pit in the cellar. Oh my god! Suddenly a gust of wind sends you tumbling down the stone steps. A bloody horror appears at the top of the stairs. The bloody apparition hovers silently, beckoning you to your doom. Fear overtakes you as you struggle to think of an escape. You look down and notice a red glow from your pocket. You reach in and withdraw the ruby shards. Their glow intensifies as the shards float before you. With a blinding flash of light, the shards combine into a beautiful red gemstone. The ruby pulses with radiant energy. With a terrifying moan, the spirit reels at the sight of the stone. The horror is sucked into the stone, trapping the evil. Yeah, but now we're carrying the evil. It's going to take over my mind. The large blood-red ruby feels cold in your hand. The skull is gone, but you can still sense its presence. You're about to climb the steps when you hear the wisp speak. That stone harbors an evil entity, Del. It's dangerous to carry it for long. Be rid of it, and let's be on our way. Fuck. But it's so shiny. This ruby saved you from the bloody skull, but you sense an evil presence inside of the stone. It fills you with dread. You wish you could find a pit where you can make it disappear. I do appreciate that it does kind of like hint at you, but I feel like sometimes it's a little too direct, a little too soon, but that's fine. But having said that, screw you and screw the wisp. You're not the boss of me. Can I just like... Will it kill me after just like enough moves? It's a spool of thread and a sewing needle. This leather couch has seen better days. It's a small study. The unusual carve of the wall is giving you a headache. Curve of the wall, sorry. It's a stunning mountainscape. The image is so exhilarating you can almost smell the fresh air. Peering through the dirty glass, the scene outside of the mansion looks grim. Jump out the window! Although we wouldn't die from this one, I suppose. This well-used desk is adorned with scratches. You take the needle and discard the thread. Oh, okay. It's a sharp silver needle. Do you remember when your mother tried to teach you to sew? Your finger was bleeding everywhere. You pull open the desk drawer. You rummage through a bunch of papers with names and numbers on them. There's nothing useful here. But I opened it. There should be something for me. Lies. You shut the desk drawer, and then you open it again. Really? There's nothing here for me? Maybe they just don't mean anything to me yet? Take the couch. I'm gonna keep carrying the ruby with me. You give a long whistle as you walk into the room. It's an impressive sight. You'll have to remember to book a place like this for your next birthday party. Who you gonna invite, Del? Huh? Who you gonna invite? The king? Now, maybe the king might just because you helped him, but only once. It's a bouquet of blue flowers. They would look great on a tombstone. However, there are none in sight. It's a metal bowl with unusual symbols etched into the side. It doesn't look like any fruit basket you've seen before. The wisp speaks to you. Food, Del. You're here for food, not flowers. Hey, fuck you! You decide to chime in now? You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth and you talk to me. If I want flowers, I'll get flowers. You're not here to loot this mansion, but this strange bowl has you oddly fixated. You decide to take it with you. It's a metal bowl with unusual symbols etched into the side. It looks like it belongs in a magic ritual. And you don't know, maybe these roses are used in a ritual, or maybe I just like the way they look. Let me live my life, you stupid wisp. This is a grand dining room. It must have seen some lovely parties in its day. The charred wood rests at the bottom of the fireplace. It's a painting of a soaring eagle holding a snake in its talons. Trees, rocks, clouds, sky. Yep, that's a landscape, you say with a tone of pretension. Finely cut crystals hang around unlit candles. You imagine they would shine beautifully were the candles lit. The old wooden door is closed. It's a study with a desk and a curved wall. Okay, so we came from that way. You see a game room complete with a chessboard. Let's leave that closed for now. The games room, that's right. See, it's been so long, a lot of this looks somewhat familiar, but also, like, I haven't really looked at this in years. Obviously, the graphics are different here, but it's recreating a lot of it. This unusual-looking horn has a crank on the side of it. Oh, yeah, he wouldn't understand what that is. It's a classic chessboard. It has everything you need to play, except for an opponent. One chess piece is curiously out of place. I'm surprised he knows what chess is. The cabinet is curiously locked tight. The man in this painting gives you a penetrating stare. He seems almost alive. You've seen some unattractive art in your day, but this may be worst offender. The worst offender? Sorry, I always notice, like, typos and stuff. I say always, but actually, looking back at the older parts, I misspoke some words because I completely read them wrong. But I got, like, close on some of the words. I said, like, scatter instead of shatter, and, you know, whatever. An unseen force bars the door. For a moment, this game room makes you forget you're an uninvited guest in an isolated and uninhabited mansion. I just love that they're sneaking that in there. Alright, let's see. Can I cannot take the piece. Should I recognize this music? Hold up, I'm listening. This sounds very out of place. You turn the crank, and a jaunty tune plays through the strange horn. It reminds you of a circus in a far-off desert kingdom. I just want to listen to this. Is this from Spectacle as well? Like a remix of it? This sounds more like a remix or something of like an actual like video game track, like you know, one from the NES or something. I don't know. All right, that's cool. Oh, it started it over. All right, well, I think on that note, we're about at time here, so we'll go ahead and end this part. In the next video, we'll go ahead and continue to explore this mansion that we've been uninvited to. Or I guess, well, you know what? Jokes are not my forte. I was uninvited to. That's not how it works. I am an uninvited guest. You know what? Just go with the game's humor instead, because this makes more sense than what I just tried to say. Ignore that. I'm gonna edit that out. I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm just gonna leave it in. Anyways, we'll go ahead and continue exploring this mansion in the next video.